Have you ever turned the engine over?
I haven't.
No.
But he said they couldn't get it started, but he said it did turn over.
So as you see here, this is not a muscle car. This is nothing normal. It has what we say is a Screamin' Jimmy, I think. It's a 671 Detroit diesel inline six. There's two ways this goes. This drives down the road, or we lose a lot of money. Obviously, everyone wants to see both. I'll tell you what, that's the coolest shit ever. Sorry guys, you don't get the truck. Just imagine.
You have a CDL anyway, so.
I don't either. The hell do you think we are? Certified? Here we are again. Sorry, it's kind of dark right now. It is approximately 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter, so it's still dark. We are showing up to kind of a little weird situation. I might stretch the truth a little bit on something and said that, you know, you'll understand when we get there, but I'm gonna be bluntly honest with you guys. The seller is extremely hard to deal with on this vehicle, and it's been very hard working a deal on this vehicle from him. It's really hard to say without sounding like a complete prick. We are here. We are around 500 miles from home, and this is a vehicle that none of you guys will see coming, and I didn't even see coming, and we don't know how it's going to go. This could go extremely sideways. It could go a lot of different ways other than the right way, but we're gonna make something happen, and you guys will be right along for the ride. Just to let you know, maybe the next couple minutes of the video might be a little uncomfortable if this somewhat goes not correctly.
If he's as bad as he is on text.
Yeah, through text, it's not been the most pleasant. So I'm a kind of guy that really I give respect if it's given to me, and there's not been a lot of respect given to this situation, especially us being the buyer driving 500 miles from home. So we'll update you guys when we get there. Why does it feel like I'm gonna be murdered? We got a fiddler. There's one of the rims right there.
Yeah, the driver's side tires actually. Yeah.
How's it going? I'm Sean.
Hey, Alex.
For now, really quick, tell me when you bought it and all that stuff.
Oh, I bought it about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh yeah?
Came from Idaho, and it's been sitting up there in Idaho. The time I bought it until September, I went up there. This past September, I went to Idaho to get it.
Went and grabbed it?
It was in a storage lot, and I wanted to quit paying storage on it.
Was it on the road before that?
The last time it was
2000. Potato truck.
I'm holding on to this plate because I collect license
That's fine.
plates.
Have you ever turned the engine over?
I haven't.
No.
They tried. There was some other guys come looked at it from right around here. They put one battery in there and they tried to turn it over, but all it did was click.
It needs like 3 batteries.
Yeah, and they left, so...
yeah, isn't it? Yeah, you got to have 24 volts to start it, right?
Well, they had one 12-volt battery. That's why it was clicking.
Yeah.
Now, the guy I bought it from, he said they tried to start it, like, during the time I was buying it, but he said they couldn't get it started, but he said it did turn over. Now, it's been a few years ago.
Okay.
And them other guys that came, they were going to come back, but they never did. We were going to air up the tanks so we could release the brakes and try to drag it with a tractor or something, but like I said, they never
showed back up.
As far as I know, it turns over, but I haven't seen it turn over. There's the air fitting where the brakes will release, the parking brakes, as I released them to winch it up on my trailer.
Oh, so you just put air into that and then...
Yeah, just air that up and you can release the park brake.
Oh, so the brakes are functioning, kind of.
Well, the parking brake works.
1, 2, 3. Well, I appreciate it. Welcome, guys, back to another menagerie of our lives. So, as you see here, this is not a muscle car. This is nothing normal. In the old YouTube world, I see a lot of guys doing a lot of the same stuff. So we decided to do something completely different, and especially in our genre of things, and try to get something we don't know how it works working. So This right here is a 1970 GMC Astro. It has what we say is a Screamin' Jimmy, I think. It's a 671 Detroit diesel inline six with a supercharger on the side. So that's pretty sweet. Now, 671 supercharger, you know, that's how they actually sized the superchargers back in the day is what I've read up. So we don't know, all you diesel guys that are tuning in for the first time, what's up guys? We usually do, only diesel we've done is a 12 valve Cummins. So this has got to be somewhat similar other than a lot of batteries and a lot of other stuff. We're praying that after 20 years, and it sounds like other mechanics have touched this, that we can drive it home. One gentleman came with a 12 volt battery, our nice gentleman Brian said, and obviously they didn't get it anywhere. So worst case scenario at this point is we put an air hose to that guy, a little air chuck down below, so we're gonna have to go get an air compressor. That's great. And release the brakes, and we're gonna flat tow it or something stupid is gonna happen basically. What I'm saying is you wanna watch this whole video because this is just gonna be probably a train wreck, or it's gonna cost us some money to get this thing shipped back up. So there's two ways this goes. This drives down the road, or we lose a lot of money. Obviously, everyone wants to see both.
So our first endeavors are Sean figuring out the battery and wiring like usual, because I suck at that. And then I'm trying to get this cab to get lifted. So first there's like these little clevis hooks, I guess you could call them. That side's blown out. So we lifted up these springs that these usually push up and put in some screwdrivers. So now they're released, and now I just put some more power steering fluid in there, so we'll see if this actually goes up now.
It's like forcing the cab backwards, so something's still messed up.
That's what I was checking up front, but there's a pin that's out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think the pin just holds this armature up when it's fully up.
Yeah, it does. That's just
So there's nothing up here. Those pistons must help like a ton in the back, because that's just way too much weight only being pushed here.
Well, we can put our jack on like the...
Why don't we just want to figure out battery stuff first
I think
then?
we figure out battery stuff first, and then... I can't get on my phone to remember series parallel versus parallel, so that we know we're not trying to start it with the wrong situation here. What was that?
I don't know.
What were just fried? Look outside the cab on the batteries. Something just smoked something. Wait a minute, do that again. Do it again? No, that's up at the solenoid now. So, what I've read is that 2 batteries start it at 24 volts, and then 1 battery runs the truck. So, right now, so technically we need 2 batteries in series parallel to make 24 volts. Positive to negative, and positive to negative. And then that is what needs to power the starter. But I don't know then what, and then we need to hook another one to 12 volt battery. I don't know which one gets hooked up to that. What do you think about going and just getting an air compressor and, well, I can't even get going to gear. Like, I can't feel any gears in the whole Chaboinga. Well, if you have a battery tester, I just want to make sure it's at 12.7. You have one of those battery, or like the trigger starter button thingy-mabobbers? Don't work on old trucks, man. I'll tell you what, old semi trucks especially.
Oh God, semi truck.
We're supposed to drive it back to Iowa.
How far did you make it?
Well, we haven't even got it out of the yard yet. Yeah, it hasn't even started yet. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We, at this point right now, we don't know a lot still, but I think we've figured out that this system is a 24 volt. That's a voltage regulator. And then the solenoid's on, obviously, the starter, kind of like a small block Chevy. I have been doing a lot of research on this system. I've been actually doing a lot of research on this Jimmy itself, or sorry, this GMC itself. There's nothing out there, boys and girls. There's some about 671 diesel, but there's even less about a GMC Astro. Like, it's crazy. We're gonna try to get this cab up. By we, I mean Alex. And then I'm gonna continually fight this electronic item until we can get this thing to turn over, or I melt it down. If it melts down, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna probably have it shipped up. Yeah, so if you see a random cut and we're actually in Boone after that, that means something flopped up really bad and we decided to have it shipped. We're gonna try everything in our power that we can to make things happen still today.
Yeah, the starters are what, $400 in special orders?
Yeah,
right?
The starters are like just insane money. So once we flop that up, it's over. Otherwise, we bought an air compressor so we can potentially move this. So if we do have a shipping company come, we're gonna at least transition it around in a circle, face that way, and then they could just go whoop on the trailer and it is on its way. She's a big girl. In the pictures, it don't look that big. For reference, I'm 6'2". So I know it's not the size of like a new age semi, but still, it's a pretty tall truck. Nonetheless, super neat vehicle, and we are gonna keep on trudging through it. Even though all you diesel mechanics are screaming at your TV right now about these two jabrones.
We like challenges, right?
We like challenges. We've had some decent luck, so we've decided to make our luck 10 times worse on something we don't even know.
Probably shouldn't have done it 6 hours away.
Not the best idea I've ever had.
The fan just started working and screaming.
That's random.
So it's just drawing power or what?
I don't know what's going on now. We just got all kinds of... It healed itself. Let's see those lights.
Oh yeah.
Does it the high beam part?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
One of them.
All right, so since that hydraulic is busted, we bought a bottle jack for this side. Basically, when you push this up, these two hydraulics push this portion of the cab up, and then it's over enough to where that big hydraulic up there can push it the rest of the way. I'm gonna try and lift it up with this bottle jack and help out that front portion. I need to find a smaller 2x4 in this yard of stuff, so I think that'll be possible, right?
Right?
Right? Right. Right. That'll work. Now they're both out and above. Hopefully we don't need to put more fluid in here, but tighten it and see what happens.
No. There's no difference. Weird.
It's like it's still locked somehow. All right, so to get the cab up, we found out that this way for this arm is to bring it down. That's why it was sucking the cab back down. But this way is to push these up and that one up. So
if anything, you guys are at least getting us to see work on something we don't know.
yeah, and we can't do that because that line somewhere over there is busted. To make it return is fine, but to make it go up, we have to either try and find what to cap. But right now we're gonna get this pancake rolling and see if we can actually hold air, because that's like that's a big one.
If that don't work, then we might as well just go home anyway.
The brakes are doing. Is there any difference with that shifter?
Yeah, you can feel gear up. Good feel. We're not very far apart, which is understandable. Yeah, I mean technically, right now we're doing something. Now, can you we'll get down on a tripod?
Yeah.
And then keep doing that, and then I'll try to,
Lock them.
yeah. Sorry, dude, I'm still trying to figure out how,
The starter.
yeah. Because I can figure out where a couple of wires go, but now I'm just kind of confused. Yep. Tight. Tight. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we run out of pressure. Yep. So no matter what, we have emergency brakes, but we probably don't have variable brakes.
While Sean's getting the starter and everything figured out, I really would like to get this cab to actually function, because I do want to get that valve cover off so I can see if everything's working right under there, because I know that some of those injector, like little ports or whatever, can get stuck. and you want to see if they're lubricated first and or lubricate them first so that it doesn't turn into a runaway. So these two lines are coming from that arm that's back there and hydraulic pump for the cab. And so one goes up to the big arm, and then the other one goes up to the big arm as well, but splits off right here. So I'm gonna take this guy off because it's going over and then it's leaking out a ton over here, and there's no takeout right there. So we're just gonna undo this one and go back into town and find a cap.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead, you're good. The 1W of the day. Good job, Alex. You got this one, buddy. Hell yeah. We achieved one thing. Good job. Oh, we should be videotaping this.
It is. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Now, if we could just get her turned over, man. There we go. No, I'm not. Still safe.
What are these? Look at all that shit. All right, we're under here now. Got the valve cover off. And if you twist this guy, you can see,
That's the governor.
yeah, you can see these little pins come out. If they don't come out, then that's usually a telltale sign that it will be a runaway if you don't unlodge them. So they're all moving very nicely.
So the two good things have happened today. Alex has actually done. So that's nice. Now we have a injection pump that's completely unplugged. And I also still have a starter that just clicked.
And we don't really understand what's going on under here with this zip tie that wasn't cut and the wiring.
Yeah, it's just zip tied. It looks like it's supposed to be a ground or something.
Well, there's like this little, I don't know. I have no clue.
I have no clue. I don't know. It's really hard to say right now because we have a lot of good things happening, but we also have like, if we can't get this system figured out, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, that's it.
Well, you were telling me about the volts. You didn't tell them about the volts.
So right now, yeah, I think I did. Well, no. So last time I talked to the camera, I was saying how this is how I was going to hook it up, and I ended up actually hooking it up. This is actually, I think, basically identically how it's supposed to be, because I've got 24 volts going into the starter on both chambers, but then I got 12 volts to supply our cab. So this is technically our series parallel, and then this little fella is getting 24 volts from the starter and then dumbs it back down, you know. But I'm pretty sure this whole system is good now. But I don't know if I can still get the cab, and I don't really want to. I'm still just clicking.
So now that we know this is free, you're probably just gonna put this valve cover back on. I mean, it just sounds like a bad solenoid. You know, when...
Yeah, I know. That's what every Ford sounds like. Problem being is if the solenoid's bad, guess what? Might as well just pack up and go home, because you can't get one of them unless it's special order. You can get a solenoid.
Have you looked up that?
Yeah.
See what solenoid
it's like
we could...
$34. You can order it tomorrow. I should be able to bypass the solenoid though. Oh, now you got me thinking.
It sounds like it's spinning a lot faster though too.
I am gonna say that I think the starter's bad. I'd say this isn't actually a pretty cool town. It is pretty cool. There's a spillway going in the water. We're back for her. We promised. This has been, what, 4 months? It's been darn close to 4 months, yeah. And we've had a couple little hiccups in getting her up to the old Iowegia. So we're back down here to try our hand again. We did have a trailer set up, but I don't know. Here, for reference, I'm 6'2", with these on 6'4", basically. She's about 11 foot tall, and our trailer we were going to bring was going to have a 3-foot deck on it, which would put us right at 14 foot, which we needed permits for that. And then we rented this truck, F350. It can tow 20,000 pounds. but the trailer we were going to get could only tow or could only hold 14K.
And there's no information online that really says
Dude,
what these
yeah,
weigh.
so if this is the only video about a GMC Astro and some poor sucker finds it that are trying to do some stuff with it, it is 11 foot tall. And here, let's just figure this out. 1, 2, 13, 15 foot long.
And this is modified anyway. Like,
This
it's
is
already
cut back.
cut short.
Yeah. So this one's cut back, and it's a single axle. Now, there's no, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna find a weight station too at some point and weigh this thing, because I want to tell everybody online how much. I'm so tired of just no information out there for these. If this is the only pilot shift GMC Astro video ever on online, good. I hope we help somebody, because the lack of information I've been able to find has been horrendous. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We got to get into it. We've got 2 basically full days to work on this, but we've got a lot to do in those 2 full days. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I have a schematic for these batteries. I've got 4 6-volt batteries. We're gonna tie into parallel/series parallel, and then we're gonna see if that starter actually does work and everything was just wrong last time. But we'll see what happens, and pray. A lot of praying being done today. Oh, and we have a bunch of parts too. We've got a starter, we've got air lines. I do have my PEX kit to do house plumbing. So if we have to go into town and get some PEX, we're just gonna re-plumb all the air brakes with PEX. I looked it up. 150 PSI, boys and girls. So, and then we got to drop this tank off here and clean it out somehow. Got a lot to do, and it's all heavy equipment. Here's our 4 6-volt batteries, and then I'm gonna send Alex a picture and he can show you what we were sent online, what we need to wire this up looking like. Basically, these 2 will be in the series, and then it'll end up, this turns it into a parallel to hit 24 volts to go down to the starter. So I was trying to use 2 12 volts, and it is possible. I just have the brains of a toad, and I don't want to burn anything up that we have a chance of burning up due to the fact this is our best chance at getting this thing to run. So I'm just gonna follow what I was sent and go that route.
Jealous then.
Move out front here. Let me just make sure here. Doing the thing. What I'm trying here is called insanity. We're gonna try, not really, because I'm not sure how I had it last time actually worked. So
Maybe you had it correctly.
maybe I had it right. Maybe I had it right with the 12 volt system, but this time around, this is straight off of Detroit's website, kind of, enthusiast page. If it doesn't work now, I don't know what we say. We probably change the starter out, check voltage in 100 different spots, see if anything on here is messed up. And then if this is broken, then we have an issue. Oh my gosh, lost. Oh gosh! Oh, it didn't even turn over.
Didn't even click.
Yeah, I know, right? We've been here for a while. Well, no, not really, only an hour basically. I switched everything around here because I think I'm smarter than a diesel mechanic. No, I don't. No, the diagram I'm looking at is showing that obviously to the positive, you want to have your whole cab and everything. And that's what all these wires are, positives. The way it was set up earlier is all negatives. And the reason why it worked last time is because it was running off of 12 volts, but it wasn't a series parallel, which wasn't letting it have 24 volts down at the starter. Gone forever. I'm thinking, gone forever. Gone forever. I'm thinking
Jesus.
we have a very good chance at hearing something function in a respectable manner that's not garbage. Luckily, we have a starter that was $400 that we might not have needed because we're stupid.
That's okay. We came prepared.
We were prepared. We can't return it.
We tried to prepare yesterday too, but as you can see, we only have a truck.
We were supposed to have a trailer.
If this doesn't work, can't drive it off. Somebody come pick it up.
It's free, Missouri. We'll send you the title. Just let us know what your address is, because it says to have it on the other side, the positive side.
This battery is your positive. This battery's a positive, and then both your negatives are here and here.
Yes. So, well, not the I have these batteries opposed, so we could reach all of our cables.
Right.
Yep.
That's why I'm just trying to.
Get your bearings.
Yeah.
You had it when you had this. Whatever you just did worked.
But I only had 12 volts. I didn't.
That's
have,
fine, because that's all we need for that. Because then this is what inverts this to 24 to take it down to the battery.
Okay, so this was here.
Yes, well, not inverts. I should say switches.
Yeah.
Because this is our accessory 12 volt right there.
Yes. And then
Correct.
this is your 24 volt solenoid.
Yes. Yep. So it switches to 24.
And then you have a solenoid on your starter too that's only 12 volt.
Yeah, and then you had that. Well, I don't know. You just put this to your nake. No, you had there. Bingo.
Yeah, but
'Cause
that
that's our
means this
main
battery's
negative.
not in connection at
Yes,
all.
It is.
Right now
'cause
it's
in
not.
parallel.
Right now it's not.
Oh, and this guy. Well, no, yeah, it is because it's negative
But
positive.
the positive is not hooked to anything. This positive should be hooked to,
That wire right there.
well, it should be hooked to this wire.
Well, if you've done it so many times, I've done it 0 times.
Right, and that's why I'm trying to, but usually I'm just using 2 batteries,
Just the 12 volt batteries. Yeah, yeah.
2 12 volt batteries.
Yeah, and I can I have a 12 volt. I have a 12 volt and right there, and another 12 volt over there.
These are 6 volt batteries.
Yeah.
That's what's got me messed up because I've never messed with a 6 volt battery.
Oh, there we go. I bought 4 6 volts because that's what that's what this tells you to.
Okay.
6, 12, 18, 24. So you had that right. You don't need anything on this guy. This is a dead head. Yes. Okay. Oh, the governor turned on, I think. The correct positive, and then it needs to go to the other negative. So we need to go back up to there.
Positive, negative. What's that?
That's an 8 volt, just so you know, to give us a little bit more of a hit.
Okay. What is that set at?
14.
14. Okay.
So we need a jumper.
So if we go positive to negative,
Shove nothing until we hit the switch.
we got this.
It needs to be 24 to this side. We're out because this is our 12, which would melt down the cab.
Because we had 2 grounds going to the starter.
There we go. How about that? I'll cry if this turns over, you know that.
Well, one of these should show more than 12 volts, or you're not getting any more than 12 volts to your starter. What is it that this right here does? Because your starter's got a solenoid on it itself.
So this transfers, it's a switch, it's a 24 volt switch. So when 12 volts acts upon this, it opens the circuit to send out 24, is what I thought. Which doesn't make sense.
Because if we're making this 24 volts,
you know what? This dumbs down the, maybe this
dumbs down the 24 volts to
12 volts.
Which means we've got all this hooked up wrong.
So then this guy,
Hang on, I'm going to try something different, totally different here. Alright, I'm going to not hook this up at all right this second. Turn your key on now and see if it buzzes like it. On the side of the frame right here is
see,
another solenoid.
they call it a series parallel switch.
Yeah. Well, it's basically a solenoid. It's what it's
Yeah.
doing is it's when you hit that button, it's one side of this is going to let 24 volts through,
Yeah. Yep.
and the other side's going to stay
12 volt.
12 volt.
Yep.
But there's nothing hooked from that to the starter, so I don't understand.
Yours, just those small wires.
Yeah.
And
And they
that-
don't need to be 24 volts.
That small wire is a trigger wire to get that 24 down there.
There we go.
Can we beat that thing with that? Well, here's the thing is, we got to about this point where I was clicking the solenoid with 24 volt, and it was, we figured the starter was probably bad. Just getting back from lunch, doing a little bit of thinking and everything. Gentleman here that's actually bought another truck from this guy. He has been working on heavy machinery for 30 years. So he kind of pointed us in the correct direction, and we basically figured out the exact same thing. And the starter is bad, at least the starter solenoid. Now that being said, the diagram I have that was relayed onto from a Detroit Diesel Facebook group is actually wrong. So, well, it's not wrong per se. Maybe it's just the the faulty starter was doing it. But long story short, this was all messed up, and he kind of walked me through everything, which was it's always great to have somebody that has a lot more experience in activities than you, because then you don't mess up as much stuff. So that being said, I also did some looking, and these guys are still full of diesel, which is amazing. So we'll pull those apart after I get that starter changed out, so we don't risk a fire when I go to spark everything together. But as of right now, that is super reassuring that those have fuel in them. And then the tank, we're going to take the tank off and drop it off and kind of just let all the old goo come out of it, and then put about 10 gallons of diesel in it, and then refill these, full some ATF, get some detergent in this motor, so that way we can lubricate stuff on first startup if it happens. We still got to get this figured out. Comparison, how big that starter is. There's my foot, 12-inch boot. Yeah, these are pretty good size old girls. Now, problem at hand here, you can see it on camera. This is clocked the completely wrong way. Luckily, these are able to be moved. The only other thing, actually, we got really lucky because I kind of guessed. So, getting really lucky. As long as this guy mounts just fine, we're good. That's the only thing I'm worried about. As soon as I get these Allen-headed nuts, or these Allen-headed bolts out of here, this is what we think is the culprit for all of our issues in the world. And no, it's not politics. It's a starter. That's the issue with the world. Luckily, it's a beautiful day. All right, Alex?
It was 95 before, but now we're just chilling.
It was 95, and now it's a beautiful day.
We could use a little bit more wind, but
He's complaining.
hey, you always have to complain about something, right?
You always have to complain about something, and you always have to blame everybody else for your problems.
Yep.
Just remember that. That's the key to this video. This isn't our fault we don't know anything about diesel vehicles. It's our father's fault. They could have learned.
Back it up, Terry.
Terry and John, this is your guys' fault. No, we're not brothers. Everybody that's wondering.
Yeah, we are.
I am much prettier. Big boy John, happy birthday. Been at it for a little bit. This guy is for a boat with the same motor engine. This one had one that's broken inside of it, so that's nice. But I'm gonna use this housing as long as it bolts up to that housing, which is nice that they're interchangeable, maybe. So once I figure that out, we're gonna be looking a lot better. Whoa, dude, look at that. It's already, the return line's working. Well, now that we know it's gonna turn over, we probably just wanna change those filters out. I don't know if I want to try to put a bunch of gunk up in there. All right, well, let's hear it at least again. Jeez. She's ready to roll.
Oh yeah.
I think. It sounds like it has no compression at all. Okay, well, let's change these filters out, and then let's see if we can get her to purr. Now the question is if we connect this back to this guy, will the key work?
Ah.
There you go.
Prone. Take this big one off.
Yeah, and wire this.
Si, señor.
Oh yeah. Sweet. We just bypassed our idiotic switch. iPhone nobody. We had a special guest appearance though.
Just showed up.
Everybody hit him up. He builds steel buildings.
No, I don't. No.
Hannibal. I'll give you his phone number. Put it down on the screen. So the EPA is going to probably call us for this, but this is actually varnish. It's not diesel fuel, so it's actually safe for the environment. So these need cleaned out a bit. This one's a heck of a lot cleaner than the other one. but we're still gonna spray her with some brake clean and then put some ATF in it. Make sure it's really nice and dry from the brake clean because you don't want to get that in that old diesel motor. We got a brand new one.
Whoa.
And I was supposed to order 2. That's how many we ordered.
Uno.
And I ordered some random filter that I don't know what it is. We're gonna put this guy on the primary side, and then the return side is gonna get one of the old ones. Although these are not in bad shape, if I'm being honest. So we're really not losing much. I need to fill these with ATF real quick.
Are you not gonna lie?
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we didn't really step through a lot of things since the boys are over here. So let's talk about this. What happened for us to be able to actually get this thing to turn over? Well, that nice gentleman kind of stepped us through how all this was working, and then came over here in the nick of time.
Even though he only knows 12 volts.
Yeah, even though he only knows 12 volt, he helped us out with our 24 volt, which basically, to help us with the 24 volt, we basically just bypassed this guy right here. Other than we have 12 volts for the cab right there. That being said, everything in this situation is good. This guy goes to the starter, and that is what is hitting the solenoid. So our key is now going to function up in the cab to start the truck, which is all we need, because he also taught me one other thing. Didn't know this. And you get Detroit fans can roast me all you want, but I'm also a 26 and not a diesel tech or anything in the word. We're just here to make things happen when other people won't. This is fully mechanical, shut off for fuel and shut on, shut off for fuel and the air. So that little knob right here turns the fuel on when you pull it up, and then turns the fuel off when you pull it down, or vice versa, one of the two. So we don't have to worry about any wiring. So when he told me that, that opened up my mind, because I thought I would have to figure out something electrical to turn the fuel on, just like a 12 valve Cummins. But luckily this is much older than a 12 valve and a lot simpler. So we just have a governor that we need to turn on mechanically, and then get the starter rolling to get this to fire up basically. Super simple. I would have been a lot less careful with this if I knew that. But I was really playing on the side of air with not burning anything up just in case. And that really kind of proved for us just to be, excuse my French, but pussyfooting around a lot for no dang reason, when we could just, I could have figured this out if I knew that none of this would have mattered to actually turn the truck on per se. Right now, I just filled both these filters with ATF. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna pre-lube the motor. It's got the detergents and everything in it. You can basically run a diesel off of automatic transmission fluid if you wanted to, but it gets a little pricey, don't you know? So once we get this on there, get this tank back on there, then we're just gonna go ahead and try to get this thing to fire up and pray it doesn't run away. If it does run away, we're just gonna put it in gear. And is there any cows in the way?
Nope,
No.
we're good.
We're just gonna let it roll into those hills, and we're gonna pack up the 350 and
Super excited. I'm not very excited about much anymore. Like that Falcon, it's just kind of meh. But this is something different. We're not used to.
We haven't done it.
this thing is gonna scream. You ready to rip? I'm a little timid right now. All right, what do we do? What the devil? Oh, dude, it's gonna fire right up. Did you hear it? Yeah. It was ready. Get it. Oh, God.
I died. Oh, that one died.
Spray it again. They come back alive, you gotta hit them again.
Double tap.
We look like dinguses. Oh. She's ready. Look, we're already running out of voltage, I guess. Keep it running! Come on! Give it more! 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 More!
Yep. Oh. Hey, that's pretty good. It sounds good. It sounds really good. Well, just because I wanted to be down here just in case I wanted to do anything crazy.
And it wasn't working that well.
It wasn't working sometimes up there, but I got this guy and I put this guy here. Well, which doesn't make any sense, but it was working then because it needed 24 volts. Well, yeah, that old starter was junk. I guarantee it.
Did you already put fuel back in it?
Yeah. She's got five gallons in her. It won't get her very far, but it'll get her to,
What if the clutch is going to work?
I know. Can you just give us one thing at a time here?
As good as that thing ran, though, I mean, y'all should be stoked just on that.
Well, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Got a long way to go and I'm just hoping that, you know what? If the clutch don't work, whatever. But, you know, if the brakes work, then I'll be really happy. I'll be stoked. I will be to the moon. Well, I suppose we can put that other 5 in here and just keep a little bit so in case we got to pre-prime the filters, but I can't believe it just...
Dude, that was quick. I thought it would take a little.
You know, it was probably running off the ATF. That's why it's so clean.
Oh no, that usually smokes black. That's why I was.
Really?
That's why I said what I said.
That's kind of gnarly. That didn't.
It didn't smoke at all.
I know. I was looking at it. I figured it'd blow out all those fucking.
Started it, blew a little something out, but
Yeah, I think that was ether.
Well, I'm stoked. Honestly, crazy.
Yeah.
What's that?
Will it start on its own?
I guess we'll see. I'm just gonna jump. Oh my gosh.
If they ever quit leaking oil,
That means they're blowing.
because they're out. I'm dead serious. I've never seen a oil or a decoy somewhere.
It's Cam. I'll tell you what, that's the coolest shit ever. Sorry guys, you don't get the truck. Just
I
imagine.
have a CDL anyway, so.
I don't either. What the hell do you think we are? Certified? Well, now we get to fill our full of fluids. It's always nice to be on the old farmsteads because they always have the well pumps. Which is a lifesaver right now because we only brought 3 gallons of full strength though. So that means we can replace 2 full gallons. So we'll actually have just enough. Shout out to the old countryside. So how are we looking, Alex?
I think we're looking pretty good. Just got to figure out if clutch works and the brakes work, and then we're set. Can we get a sponsor by Enterprise?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Heading out. Okay. We'll see you then.
Imagine you hit a bump and it's all out.
Oh gosh.
So we're fighting air, huh?
We have no air at all.
Time to take a look at this then. There it is.
Air it is. I wonder if there's a valve where it's just leaking all out of when you.
Well, it held last time.
Going hot. Kind of a massive issue is we don't know if it's pumping up. So our onboard air compressor mounted to the Detroit might be toast. So I need to try to remember my history on those. I might see if I can pop the cover off that air compressor and look at it and see what maybe is wrong with it.
We don't think we have brakes, but we're trying. Move it.
This time, can we make this Detroit diesel run and drive under its own power? Oh no! We're losing air. We're gonna need air compressor. Well, she's a jolly good fellow. That was a successful first test drive. I'd say we made a quarter mile with no brakes. Oh. Ow. That's, ooh, close one. Gosh, she's a big ol' honker. How's she look? That's a monstrous truck, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, she's a jolly good fellow.
Because that main tank, it feeds everything, and we don't have anything except for the e-brakes, which is, I think, that residual tank for just in case kind of situations.
Well, I think that's going to be it for our adventure tonight. Tomorrow we're going to tackle the air system and figure out what we can do with it, if anything. Sounds like hot air is coming somewhere. Hear it?
Yeah.
So, we have air coming somewhere. I just have to figure out what's all transpiring.
It sounds like it's pumping. Well, if we want to eat, we should probably just do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we need to load up.
That last one sounded cool.
All right. You know, if anything, I'm calling this a big win. We don't even know when the last time this ran was. I'm gonna guess it was maybe early 90s. It could be 30 years. But here the big old GMC Astro is, and it's a glorious picture of the countryside. And gosh, it's been a saga.
We'll see you tomorrow.
It's a Hereford.
Stan!
Stan!
Got anything your way yet? I wonder how long this is gonna take.
All right, guys, so we're messing with this air system right now, trying to fool around and see what's going on. First of all, I've got the unloader valve taken off of the back of the air compressor, and then I have all those lines taken off. This system is so oily, and from the research I was doing, if it's oily, that either means the compressor is bad or this has a ton of blow-by, which to Detroit you'd think would have you know, a significant amount of blow-by. So, which in turn means there's a ton of oil in the air. So this is the main air tank. It had that much oil in it, plus we drained a lot of water out of it and everything like that. The good thing is it's lubricated. The bad news is our system might be garbage, but we're getting to that point. Right now, there's a line here that went up to the transmission that was unhooked. I'm getting ready to hook that back up. And then, here it is, the broken guy. Let's show you guys what I got for the kit to fix this stuff. I bought a couple kits from Amazon. Bought this 3/8 kit, and then I bought a 1/2-inch kit. So I was lucky enough to find, we had this guy, and this threads into our unloader valve. This had an empty port here, don't know what it's for. But I'm gonna grab the shut-off valve and put it in line, and then just shut it off. And then I can turn it on, and it'll be back open in case I was wrong, and that stays closed. But it says unload D. I don't know if that's for that, or that. So y'all can yell at me in the comment section what you guys know about this air system. But I don't know a ton, but we're just gonna try it out until we can figure it out. Okay, after all the looking and figuring, we've got coolant in, coolant out, air dryer goes in here, and then goes to the pump up top here, air dryer down to tank, and then we've got this little bypass valve. I think it's on the ground here, or somewhere. That opens, it's a little, that guy has spring in it, so that pops this open, relieves extra air. It's not stuck anymore. This guy, that's our, tells us when our pressure is too great, or it's an on-off, over pressure regulator kind of thing. It says a regulator. It's unstuck now, but its top is destroyed, so hopefully it can be fine. And then this was wide open to the atmosphere, so I put this on-off valve on it that we have, see if we need that or not. And then I'm going to fathom to guess we have an oil feed line right here. So that's our last. Oh, gee. That goes to the bottom. I'm praying.
Is it still there?
Where are you? You see him?
I don't know, is it?
Hello? Sir? Get out of there. Can they just stay on that side? They're getting needy. I don't like it. It sounds like there's another air leak.
Yeah, I hear it. Found it.
Golly, dude. If only the pump was working.
Right now our one air leak is from the shifter. So we're trying to figure out that, get it plugged up, and I think that's it. Then if this thing can just fill up, we'll start her up and we'll see if that actually starts pumping.
Okay, so our goal was to try to get pressure against, so that way this kind of wants to maybe work. We might have fixed everything. We don't know yet. Because there's no air going out of the air intake, which means the seals in this are good, I think. So that tells me that either this guy was holding us back, and now that we got this functioning, we might be okay.
Well, we have 90 PSI right now.
We are holding 90
according
PSI.
to the cab.
Yeah, dude, it's huge.
Just hopefully it starts pumping while we're running.
Don't ever tighten these with the vice grips. Make sure you tighten them with something even worse. All right, cold start.
Two 12 volts again.
Yeah, we're switching to the 12 volt batteries just because I've got a good hang of what's got to happen. I'm not really worried about, per se, burning the truck down. And I'm not really worried in general because we tooled with this long enough yesterday. We all kind of, well, I at least got a pretty good idea what's got to happen. So as long as we got 24 volts at the end of this, we'll be good to go. The only problem I'm foreseeing is that we're actually going to be at 24 volts now rather than 27, which doesn't matter per se, but I'm hoping it doesn't matter.
That was easy.
What's that?
That was easy.
Yeah.
Screw those.
Screw that $400 we spent on batteries.
Is it pumping? No fucking way. Holy shit.
It's going up quick too.
Horn that shit.
It won't do it yet.
Ah.
We only got 30 psi, but it's going up.
Oh.
Dude,
Damn.
just took some things apart, cleaned them. I'm happier right now than I was when it ran for the first time. Dude, we're gonna drive this. Rough island just turned off. Dude,
That's crazy. This thing's immaculate.
I cannot believe this. It's already at 60.
Jeez. So our pancake took about 10 minutes to get to 60.
I have more than that. We were at it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that, look at the size of that air compressor. I mean, the pistons are almost as big as most Hyundais nowadays. And then that little guy is like little pistons like that.
Still got air coming through that.
Yeah, that's it.
What?
The generator just turned on.
Nope.
Not at all. Pop the cab.
What the fuck happened now?
What is that? Is that an inverter thing? What is that?
I can't even tell. I think it's a starter.
Oh, great.
Oh, wow.
How's that doing that? Well, something just went terribly wrong. We're toast. Something got burned up.
coming. 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 Straighten out. And coming. My ST went limp mode and I could get home. That's so stupid, man.
We had her in the back.
We were literally like
packed up.
so close.
And then everything went wrong. All right, guys. We're gonna call this the Wasp cab. I don't know. No. So situation. We have it running at 600 RPM, and we think we know what happened, and that's the primary fuel line. Kind of is clogged up like a little, looks like a little sus item. It's the one that was always dry. Then we got fluid back in it and it probably like swelled it a little bit, something like that. Something like that happened. And hopefully down the line we didn't clog some stuff. It shouldn't, since that's the preliminary. But I'll tell you what, problem at hand. It's Sunday today, and there's no junkyards anywhere close to get that sort of line. And we're not gonna rob it off of anything he has in his yard, because that's just not fair. So where are we at for this is, I think we're gonna have to take one more trip down here and potentially bring a trailer again, or have someone bring a trailer, so that way we can guarantee and get it out of his house. Second thing is, we could potentially just bring a line down and a new starter solenoid, because somehow I baked ours after I changed it to the 12-volt batteries. And drive it home. Basically, I could, if we had a little bit more, if we had a line today, we could make some crazy stuff happen, which we might. We might go to Tractor Supply and see if they have hydraulic lines. We don't know. But if this is it, I hope you guys like the old Detroit diesel starting. This is something so far out of our comfort zone, and I have really not a lot of education in, that I'm more than happy that we got to start. We got it to drive a quarter mile down there after probably since the 1980s. I'm gonna say this is a big win for us. And you guys can say it's not a win, whatever you want to say. All I know is I'm happy that we made the impossible happen. We were educated by some nice people. And on this one, the advice, get out of your comfort zone, or else you're just never gonna learn anything and you're just gonna be a bum. So get out of your comfort zone and have a good time, boys and girls. See you on the next one.